A name change. It is both a small and a big thing. Take a look at what happened to Twitter. The guy who changed its name got a lot of flack for it. And yet, here I am, going to announce a name change of my passion project. A name that has been out for around 2 years. The reason being is that the name I've been putting out is kind of incorrect. To start things off, the name that the game had when I first released it was Eistrophobe Promise Keeper. I had a subreddit for the game called r/Eistrophobe. The intent behind the name came from what you call the fear of mirrors, isoptrophobia. As you may have noticed, the suffix to that word is isoptro and not eistro. So for 2 years, my occasional dyslexia made me put out an incorrect name on the thing that I think of daily for the past 2 years. I actually realized this a long time ago, but the reason why I never changed it was because you couldn't change the name of the subreddit. Or at least that's what Google has been saying for a long time. Recently, I checked if I could, and I could. So I decided that I'll change it. You might be thinking that I would change the name of the game to Isoptrophobe, which that would make sense. As the reason why I decided to name it Eistrophobe was because it was a made-up term that exists within the world, or at least I planned it to be. The word meant people who don't hesitate when they act, even if it makes them look like monsters. If isoptrophobia meant you're afraid of seeing yourself in a reflection due to perhaps you don't want to see the monster you've become, then being an Eistrophobe means you're someone who fully accepts that you are a monster. The protagonist, Igor, is a person who has done very fucked up stuff and continues to do so for his personal gain. He lies to people, he deceives people, he's dishonest to a lot of people, even to himself. As he was once from a drama club, he acted a lot, and in the present day, he's using his acting skills for all sorts of espionage. If you look at the character designs of my characters, there is a correlation to how much skin they're covering on how upfront they are. If they are wearing gloves, then they do things behind the scenes. If they don't wear gloves, they're very honest. If they show a lot of skin, they're very vulgar. Igor has most of his body covered because he's hiding a lot. I've been thinking of something that I could do with a name change, and let me explain my thought process and the name that I'll choose to rename the game. The idea behind a part of Igor's backstory is that he was a survivor of a specific incident and grew to become a very, very powerful individual who stopped the crisis of the incident. Anytime anyone witnessed him during this time, two things could be clearly remembered. The man had a butterfly skull tattoo on his back, and it was impossible not to instinctively shudder at the sight of him, whether that be due to fear, awe, or relief that depends on the witness. The existence of Igor to the masses was unclear and came to be an urban legend. The name given to his urban legend was the Shutterfly. I've always tried to find a way to incorporate butterflies into Igor's character in his design motifs. The reason is due to a quote that is correlated to the idea of taking action, similar to the reason why I chose Eistrophobe as a name for the game. The quote is, "Don't waste your time chasing butterflies. Mend your garden and the butterflies will come." The quote is by Mario Quintana, a Brazilian poet. Here's a concept of Igor from behind, when he was remembered as the Shutterfly with the butterfly tattoo on his back. The text for your logo is kinda wonky because I drew it as an ambigram. If you flip the text of Shutterfly, you will be able to read dishonesty. Also, here's a close-up design of Igor's tattoo, since in the concept art, I couldn't add this much detail. I have a progress update ready for the next week, but I figured I should let you guys know I'm changing the name of my game before it. As next week, the progress update will be called Shutterfly Progress Update and no longer Eistrophobe Progress Update. Some other things to note is the post-mortem devlog of 6 Feet Blunder. After the progress update, I'll work on it. I also mentioned that I was gonna make a video essay about B games, but I decided I'll cancel that because I couldn't find a way to satisfyingly end it in my script. I'll just leave a Pastebin link for people to read what I've wrote on it, if you're interested. Either way, that's all for now. Bye.